Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This week, we had a phenomenal purchase at Flash Food. So for anybody that is not familiar, Flash Food is an app that stores can participate in. It is designed to help save food waste. So designed to help those items that are getting close to their date, or perhaps items that are or were in a bulk package, but some of the items in that package have spoiled. Then what do you do with the rest of the items in the package? Like, for example, if you had a bag of potatoes and two of the potatoes spoiled, what do you do with the rest of the potatoes? So they make boxes, bags. It differs depending on location. They call them produce bags or fruit bags or boxes. Sometimes they have perishable items like dairy. Every once in a while, occasionally, I see a meat item or a bread item, but they mark these down. You look at what is available on the app. You start by putting in your location, and then it will pull up any locations near you that have items available. You do your shopping, you make your purchase online, you pay online. I have mine set up with my debit card and just purchases from there, and you get really good deals. So this is one of the strategies that I use on a regular basis to help get more for my grocery budget. So check out the groceries that we got this week. You'll be really pleasantly surprised. I was. And we also had some really good meals this week. And at the very end of the week, we're having a really, really light supper because we are having a date night and we are going to the drive-in. Very excited about that. This week, I've spent $31.61 on groceries. Doesn't look like much, but just wait. I shopped at Superstore. You can see 2 Flash Food bags there. I shopped at Kenny's Farm Stand, and we shopped at Walmart. Let's get started with Walmart. Walmart had potatoes on for $2.44 for 10 pounds. We ended up picking up 2 bags. We are going to store these in a cool, dry place. We are not totally out of potatoes, but for that price, I couldn't pass them up. We are were also out of milk. So we got a lactose-free Natrel. It was expensive, $6.78 for 2 liters. I also was out of the flavored coffee creamer. Not that I need this, I don't. This is simply a want. This was $5.98, and the handsome one actually picked up these groceries. And so I just said to get a small one when he came back. He said, I got this one. It's vanilla toffee caramel. I hope you like it. I'm sure I'll like it just fine. They actually didn't have any small bottles there. He doesn't think that they sell them at Walmart, the small size, at all. And frozen vegetables were on sale for $1.97. We got 1 bag of peas. It is possible that later this week we might pick up more based on what we have room for in the freezer. Kenny's Farm Stand. It was $2 for 3 pounds of parsnips. I actually feel like this is more than 3 pounds, but they said fill a bag. So the handsome one filled the bag. Very excited about this. And then I'm going to clear the counter so that we can do an unboxing. I haven't unboxed either of these yet. All right, we've got the counter clear and ready for the bounty. We got 1 fruit box, $5, and 1 veggie box, $5. So let's start with this one. Take a little peek in here. Looks like all kinds of goodies. So red pepper, yellow pepper, some potatoes, more potatoes, orange pepper, a couple tomatoes, some onions, cauliflower, cabbage, 1 more potato, so that was 4 potatoes, and onions. I'm just curious how many pounds of potatoes, how many pounds of onions came in that bag. So you can see I've got this zeroed out. So in that bag for $5, I got 2 pounds of onions and then all of this. Definitely a good value. Now let's take a peek in the fruit bag. And I think this is where we really, not that the other one wasn't a score. Mango. Got some apples. Ooh, that's a big apricot. And another one. 2 apricots. Another apple. This is quite a lot of stuff. Another apricot. And someone wanted to eat these right away, and I said, not until I take my video. Wow, all kinds of stuff. Right, let's get this all organized. This was phenomenal for $10. Let's recap. 2 mangoes, 5 oranges, 3 extremely large nectarines or apricots. I don't know which is which. 5 golden delicious apples, 2 very large other kind of apples. I don't know, variety unknown. 5 clementines, a large head of cauliflower, a large cabbage, 5 potatoes, 7 onions, 3 tomatoes, and 3 peppers. Now, if that's not a rainbow pepper pack, I have to check the flyer and see what rainbow peppers are on for this week, if they're on sale anywhere. Last week, they were on for $4.97 at Giant Tiger. So, I mean, when you just consider this alone, that's a good deal. I just got gas, Sobeys Fast Fuel. The 90-cent coupon here on the right is mine, and the $1.88. And the other 90-cent coupon were coupons that other people left behind. So $1.80 and $1.80. That's $3.60 worth of free something. Lunch today is the last of the pasta salad and apples. Now these are apples from the bag I got from Giant Tiger last week, not the flash food box this week. We'll try to eat these ones up first. This is my final bag of tortilla chips out of the cupboard. We are going to have nachos for supper tonight. We actually have quite a bit of great toppings for on nachos. Pepperoni. This was a leftover yellow or orange pepper from an old flash food bag. We've got mushrooms. We've got that really awesome Monterey Jack jalapeno cheese that I got last week. We have onions from the garden. We've got some hot peppers from the garden. It is going to be really great. Looking good so far. I just need to grate the cheese and top the cheese. I actually used way less than what I thought. I have 2 of the burrito peppers left and 3 of the onions left. Just a little goes a long way with something like nachos. I've been thinking of nachos ever since I got this Monterey Jack cheese with jalapenos. Yummy. All right, let's get this in the oven. I had to open up the oven there. Here we go. Yay. This looks amazing. Very excited. I'm going to set it up, and you know what? We are going to eat on a TV tray in the living room. Well, I shouldn't say in the living room. We have an open concept kitchen living room, so it's just one room. We're just not going to eat at the table. And we are eating the nachos with homemade salsa. I only have 3 jars left One, two. Yes, I just opened the third jar left, so that means I definitely need to get making some salsa. For supper tonight, I am making a casserole that I saw the recipe popped up in my feed on Facebook. I'm going to alter it slightly because the recipe seems big enough to feed a lot more than just two people. It is diced hash browns, sausages, sour cream, cream of mushroom soup, onion, and milk, and of course grated cheese. Here I have half of the bag of hash browns, 3 of the 5 sausages that were in the package, half of a large onion. I've got them diced. I need to stir this up. I need to add in the cheese. Now, the recipe doesn't have any vegetables in it except for onions. I'm going to add some frozen vegetables. I'm not sure what frozen vegetables yet, but I'm going to add some frozen vegetables in. I cut up the last of the orange pepper from left over from supper last night. I added shredded carrot and diced up and chopped broccoli. So there is the cream of mushroom soup in there. Then also, half of a cup of sour cream and a half a cup of milk. And this will be the basis of the sauce. I am going to add some spices. I'm not sure which ones yet. All right, so we'll pour this in, but I think I'm going to have to stir it in. I was thinking maybe that it would be liquidy enough that it would just seep down through, but that's not going to be how it works. All right, let's get this casserole in the oven. This is at the 30-minute mark, and you can see it bubbling in there. This is the perfect opportunity for me to give this a really good stir. This is the 45-minute mark. Woo! I've topped it with a little bit of grated Monterey Jack jalapeno cheese, and let's get it right back in the oven for another 5 minutes. This looks pretty fantastic. Yeah, I've never made this casserole before, so hopefully we'll like it. Smells really good and it looks quite appealing. Yummy. I only served up a little bit to start. It is boiling hot. Incredibly hot. You can see the steam just rolling off of it. Lots of casserole left from supper last night. Looking good. I'm hungry. Barbecued hot dogs for lunch today. Mustard, ketchup, and relish. Cucumbers from our own garden and one of the tomatoes from the flash food bag. This is good. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. For supper tonight, we are going to have spaghetti with meatballs. I'm going to make a sauce, and I pulled this pasta sauce out of the cupboard. I'm going to take a look, though. I'm still not 100% set on it's got to be this one. I'm going to definitely start making the sauce. These are onions from our garden. This is from our garden. Yeah, excited. I've got the onions and the peppers in here. I put in a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to soften this, of course. Normally, I would be frying ground beef because I make meat sauce. But we are having the meatballs, so I don't need to do that. So we'll just soften these first before I add the sauce in. I'm going to add some spices, of course. I've added a little marinara. You can hear that. It's starting to sizzle a bit. I've thrown in about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Whew. This is looking pretty good. Let's get some sauce in there. Whew. I added in the mushrooms, added in the meatballs. I am just going to set this to heat, and so the spices and flavors can go through the sauce, and I'll get some water on to boil. The pasta's pretty much done. Looks good. This has been simmering away. Let's get this off. Woo! Switch hands. Oh yeah, this looks really good. Very, very, very good. Definitely looking forward to this. Looks amazing. Smells delicious. I'm going to add some grated cheese. I have a blend, I believe, of Asiago, Parmesan, Romano. So we'll give this a little sprinkle. Lots of cheese. I'm a cheese addict. Spaghetti leftovers for lunch. And yes, there's meatballs left too. Spaghetti. For supper tonight, we are going to have chicken wraps. So we are going to cook some of these chicken strips. We have spinach, we have wraps, tomatoes, cheese, and there's probably a few other things in there that we can add into them, like onions or hot peppers. So let's get these in the oven. As a side to go with the wraps, I am going to make this Annie's shells and real aged cheddar pasta. Chicken wraps with spinach, tomatoes, cheese, and pickles. There is mayo on this one. I am going to add a little honey mustard on this one, salt and pepper. We'll roll these up and then we'll get the side on. Okay, these did not fold that well. I just rolled them over so that they would stay closed. Yeah, I'm sure they'll taste just fine. They just, yeah, didn't roll up nice. We are throwing together some jalapeno poppers. Woo! So we have jalapenos cut in half here. These are all from our garden. This is a mixture of cheese, cream cheese, and spices. And we will wrap this in some prosciutto. We got a big club pack of prosciutto a couple weeks ago, and we were able to use some then, and then process some to save for another day, which is today. We need to get these in the oven. Looking good. Looking and smelling extra delicious. I'm boiling a little bit of pasta. I've got leftover sauce, but no leftover cooked spaghetti. So just for a change, a little bit of fusilli, and this is going to be fusilli and the pasta sauce for lunch. I drained the pasta, threw it back in the pot, and then I just added the sauce in there. The heat of the pasta is heating the sauce. Let it sit for a minute or two, and then I'll serve it up for us. I added a little 3 onion as a topping, just to give it a little bit of an extra flavor and a change from the spaghetti that we've been eating it as. Tonight for supper, we are going to use the naan breads that I got 2 times ago. Was this just this week? Last week? I can't keep track of the weeks. So we got this naan bread in a Food Hero order from Foodland. I just thawed out 1 chicken breast that I had cut in half from the freezer. So I'm going to cook this chicken breast, and we are going to make barbecue chicken on flatbread, like little pizzas. All right, we are going to cook this in the air fryer. Let's go with bake, and let's go with 20. We'll see. I'll flip it over. I'll keep my eye on it. This looks and smells good. Let's get her cut up. This is a lot of chicken. I'm using the grilled onion and garlic showdown bullseye. I've got it on here already. So let's just spread this out. I may need more. I may need more so that it's not dry. Nobody likes a dry flatbread. Maybe this will work. This looks good. Okay. All right, this looks good. Very good. This is looking really good. Remember how I said, oh wow, this is a lot of chicken? Well, we decided to do this. Handsome one has been eating a little bit light lately. He's been hovering around here saying, oh wow, this is going to be so good. So I wanted to make them all in case if he does eat his and then he's hungry, then there's things ready to eat. And if not, we can have them simply for lunch tomorrow. We are going to add on onions from the garden, burrito peppers from the garden, so equivalent Scoville, so that is the hot factor, to a jalapeno. I'm going to use the rest of this orange pepper, and we're going to use bacon bits, and then we're going to top with cheese, and I'm going to add some spices. Back in the day when pampered chef cooking parties were all of the rage, and one of the items that they were making at the parties was barbecue chicken pizza. Granted, it wasn't on flatbreads. They always used this Southwest seasoning for the seasoning, and yep, I'm still using it to this day. This bottle's probably 5 years old. Maybe 6, so lasts a really long time, but it makes me happy to put Southwestern seasoning on my barbecue chicken pizzas, but flatbreads, barbecue chicken flatbreads. Well, now let's actually do it. It's looking really good. Ooh, that one's going to be spicy. Perfect. Now all we need is the cheese. We are adding on the Monterey Jack jalapeno and some marble. I've got the Monterey Jack on already. I just need to add the marble, and then these are going to go in the oven. Looking pretty good. I'm excited to get these in the oven. They're going to be delicious. Man, oh man. These look good. Cleaning up leftovers for lunch today. Perfect way. I am working home today, so can do this here in the house. But if I was working at the site, I could easily have packed up this stuff and taken it with me. Leftovers are really golden opportunities for you to save money on weekday lunches. Anyways, one of us is going to have the leftover flatbread, barbecue chicken flatbread with some leftover pasta that we had as a side with a different meal this week, and some kind of pasta noodles with this leftover sauce and meatballs for the other lunch. I decided to go with spaghetti noodles. I used 3 sausages out of a package earlier this week. I'm going to cook these 2. We're going to have just a really, really light supper tonight because we are going to a retro night at the Valley Drive-In tonight. I'm very excited. We're going to go see Jurassic Park, and we are having snacks at the canteen to support the drive-in. So we don't want to eat anything too heavy. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. Yay, Valley Drive-In. Very light supper tonight. Oktoberfest sausages with sliced cucumbers, sliced tomatoes, and a few of the jalapeno poppers that we made earlier this week. We are eating light because we are seeing Jurassic Park, the original, at Retro Night at the drive-in tonight. Woo! And it's also a really inexpensive outing. $15 for a carload if you buy the tickets in advance online, which of course we did. Yay! So what did you think of my fruit and my veggie box? I think it was pretty outstanding. A lot of produce for $10. Really great bang for my buck. I just happened to look on Flash Food. The items were there, so I made the decision on the spot. You have to move fast when you are making purchases there because the items go really quickly. So it was just kind of a very split-second decision. I bought 2 of the ones that were available. I picked them up at my local store, so whichever store is posting the items, that would be where you're picking it up. So it was the Numinous location of Real Atlantic Superstore. That's where I picked them up. You just go in, let them know that you have a pickup for Flash Food. They ask your name, they look it up on their list. So they have a little digital scanner, and then they go to their special Flash Food fridge, which is in the Numinous location right by customer service, and they get your item and you take it back home with you. So it's very, very easy, very painless, and lots of good fruit, which I wouldn't have made all of those fruit purchases just on my own. It was only because it was such a great deal. We don't need enough fruit. I should probably buy more. Anyways, we had some really great meals this week. Let's talk about some of them. The nachos were awesome. Very good. The casserole, it's like anything when you are getting a recipe offline. It's a gamble. It was okay. I wouldn't make it again. And we cooked it for 45 minutes. We were getting impatient. We were hungry. Let's just say I did make it again. I would cook it for longer. I would cook it for probably 60 minutes. Again, it was okay. Nothing to write home about. We did really like the barbecue chicken flatbreads. Those were amazing. The spaghetti was amazing. And the majority of these meals, we just made these meals from items that we already had previously purchased that were in the fridge or in the pantry that I got at great prices before. So that's very clever, and that will maximize your budget when you are buying items on sale, whatever those items are, and then you are making your meal plans from the food that you already have. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you would do so. That will help me. Have a great weekend, everybody.